Abosokan spare parts dealers are instructing their members to reduce prices. They issued a statement on Saturday, May 18, and asking that due to the appreciation of the Ghana cedi, their members should reduce their prices. My question to you is that, should it take a directive from the association, or should market forces be allowed to come to play?
This is what I always tell them. They say our fundamental economy have problems. And these are the things you say. We are not a controlled price regime. We are in a deregulated market.
Yeah.
We are in a free market. And people can decide to sell their things the price they like. In fact, the trade war that is happening between US and China today, one of the innovative ways the Chinese are trying to overcome the issue is leaving their government to fight, but the individuals and businesses in China have taken to the media, and this is what they are doing. They're telling all consumers around the world that when you buy a Gucci bag for $32,000, the money is going to the company called Gucci.
Yeah.
But in China, the company that produce these bags for this company that sell to you, the total cost of the bag is about $2,000. Okay? The total cost of the bags, the things you see, is about $2,000. But it is the name brand Gucci.
Yeah.
So the additional amount you are paying for the bag is because you decide to wear a brand called Gucci. But you can find similar things without the brand name, same quality produced by the same company, that doesn't have the brand name, that is $2,000. So you see, in a free market economy, market forces determine what happens.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances should any association or government be begging or directing or instructing people to reduce prices. If we allow the economy to work well, and market forces will determine the prices on the market, when a businessman has stock and realizes that the stock is not moving because probably the currency has appreciated and people are finding alternatives elsewhere cheaper, you will be forced to reduce your own.
Exactly.
You'll be forced to reduce your own. But you see, they say Aboso kind spare part market. That's why in advanced countries like other places, that is why Margaret Thatcher fought the unions. That is why in a place like America, there are big corporations who don't allow unionization and associations. Because sometimes they become a cartel. So they say, oh, this is the price. And everybody who is member of the association is selling at the same price. So sometimes these associations, they become impediments to market forces working. But if there's no association and you have your shop at Abosokan, somebody has his own at Labadi, somebody has his own at Kokumpi and other places, people would decide to sell based on the price. But now because association is going to say, oh, because of the dollar and the cedi, and they say this spare part should sell at this price. So then this become like a whole monopoly, though there are many institutions out there. The truth of the matter is that business should be driven by market forces. If the person had stock and the stock remains there for 6 months, nobody is buying. Meanwhile, others have reduced their own in other places and they are selling. Nobody will tell those who are having stock for 6 months with the higher prices to also reduce it. You understand it? So we should begin to look at the fact that this is where we talk about competition laws, and this is what we talk about the importance of competition. That if competition is allowed to work in the system, what happens is that the consumer is the best beneficiary. Because if competition is really working, I know that my competitor is selling this thing at 500, but I can still sell it at 450 and make a profit. I'll sell mine at 450.
Why not?
But then when you go and join an association with this particular spare part is to be sold at this price, then all of them begin to toe a certain line and say that is the determined price of and look at Abosokan, most of them are not selling anything new. They are selling used parts. But even because of the association, you ask for price from one store to the other. It's as if the price is uniform. And I don't think that's how. So all the traders in this country, and probably maybe they also do not really have a clearer understanding of how competition helps. You understand? That is why Ghanaian is selling something here, and Nigerian or Chinese or Lebanese is selling next door, and it's like everybody is trooping to those shops, and then we are asking our government to drive them away because we think they are taking our jobs. It's because for them, when they can put a little profit margin and sell more, they believe that that is more profitable than having a higher margin and selling less. And in our country, truth of the matter, the Ghanaian businesses in this country, we must tell ourselves that truth of the matter is as if a lot of Ghanaian business have this understanding that they should be able to double their profit on a product. They have higher markups on their product. So if you see a Chinese or Lebanese or even next door Nigerian selling the same thing next to them or anywhere, you go there and realize that there's a complete big difference between the prices. And I think that the association also need to invest in educating their members to understand that yes, you may be an association, but I see individually, if you look at competition from a good point of view and you apply it well, you will sell more, you will make more profit than others who have higher prices.
Right.
And I don't think that we should be making, because it's as if virtually the government has now to be calling on institutions, because the last time the finance minister met Food and Beverages Association and met Guta, and it's the minister now that is asking them that they should reduce prices. I don't think that is the business of the minister. Let people understand that there is benefit in competition. If you are selling A for 2 cedi and another person 1 cedi 50 pesos, I know both prices. I'm not going to buy 2 cedis because I will save 50 pesos by buying the one that's 1 cedi 50 pesos. And that is how market forces are allowed to. So I don't think that this call and directives and appeals from both government to the association and the unions. I think that it's a clear message that we do not really understand the power of competition. We don't understand the power of competition. If we do, there will be no need for anybody to be calling on anybody to reduce anything. The forces will tell the person that the cedi was at 16. The cedi is now at what? Maybe 14 or 13. What is the difference? Okay, let's assume that this is it. But I see one other problem also here is that the fear of the unknown, that in terms of the appreciating cedi, how stable is it going to be? Because assuming that you buy the thing and you assume that maybe the cedi will remain at 13 today, assuming that it doesn't even appreciate anymore. So if I sell at this price, I will make this. And then in 2 weeks or in a month's time, before you order stock, the cedi has jumped back to another rate. Then the trader is at a loss. And you see, we should look at the history of the cedi and realize that traders are behaving a certain way. We can't blame them much. I think last week I did a story. The cedi, as at 1965, 1 cedi was more or higher than the dollar. 1 cedi was exchanging for $1.17. So you need $1.17 to buy 1 cedi in 1965. Today, if you take away redenomination, the cedi, if it's at 13 cedis today, it means that the cedi, 1 cedi minus the redenomination is now 130,000. It's now 130,000. So the cedi has a record of massive depreciation since its launch to today. So if a trader is looking at this history, the trader will be reluctant to say, I do not know, and I cannot tell, I cannot forecast. You see, in fact,
reason why Guta and the likes have asked for 60 days.
You understand? So, in fact, if the cedi had been stable without even appreciating, the traders will even be more careful because okay, we have some stability. But right now, it's like there's a sharp appreciation. The truth is that we have experienced this sharp appreciation in the past, and all of a sudden it turns to another sharp depreciation. So if you look at the history of the cedi itself, about appreciation and depreciation, obviously every trader will be careful to say, maybe let's give ourselves sometime 2-3 months to see whether this thing is really going to be the norm. But if you rush within a month or two to say the cedi is appreciating, so I quickly want to jump, you see, and that's why people should look at it.